Sandra the Sandini. I almost missed the call. I was busy listening to a bunch of stuff in Sacred Gifts that my beautiful friend Christina de Souza um, has going on, and I'm just really feeling connected with witnessing myself in these sacred gifts or the sacred gifts within myself. I just am feeling very empowered. So hello, let's ground first of all. So I'm inviting you to take a breath. Feel yourself coming into this beautiful sacred space. As you're coming into this beautiful sacred space, I invite you as well to ask your mind, body, and soul and all aspects of yourself to be willing to receive and share. To be open with no expectations, no limitations, and know that on some level you are creating your outcome. I am creating my outcome. And so it is. So there's a lot of really interesting energy going on, and with that interesting energy that's going on, I just want to touch base a little bit and let you know that that it's okay to be experiencing whatever you're experiencing. That it's it like I've been feeling tired, I've been feeling maybe nauseated, all of these different pieces that are coming up. It's okay to feel all that stuff. That we are being bombarded, if you will, by energy from all around us. And as we're being bombarded with all that energy, we think that it is because of ourselves, that I haven't got enough sleep, I've eaten too much, or I ate something that isn't serving me, whatever the case is. And truly, because we are energy, we go back to energy, and we are come from energy. We're really affected by everything that's going on, and uh, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. So a couple of you have left questions, and then I'm going to fill some space up by um, reading some of the struggles that people have in that have joined this group and speak a little bit to some of those because there are only two questions, okay? So the first question I have is a medical one, and I want to tell you right up front that um, by no means am I here in a medical professional capacity, that I work with energy, and therefore uh, you are always guided to go seek medical assistance for whatever problems, and as well, I would suggest that see what the energy part of that is. And so Colleen has asked, any insight on if the shifts are contributing to my dizziness? I have sought medical attention, but am waiting results. And I really appreciate this. The way you worded that, first of all, is very, very empowering. You're very consciously aware of something that I literally was just saying about the everything that's going on around us. So I'm going to tap into you specifically, and when I do that, I really love connecting with this divine source dragon that first came to me back in November of 2023, and I'm just feeling the power of it. It's really interesting. My Akashic Records guide is also here. And so, with these guides automatically showing up, I can feel the power of yes, you are very much correct in that there's a lot of shifts going on. I'm going to read your question again. Any insights on if the shifts are contributing to my dizziness? Yeah, there's, you know, I get that because I've been feeling it in my head as well. And there's also something happening with um, the word gravitational pull is coming in. I'm unsure if that's me putting that in that or if that's coming from the divine. I do understand or recognize that there has been a shift in the um, axis, the north south pivotal thing that Earth is rotating around. So, yes, there could be a sense of dizziness as you get your equilibrium back. And I'm just going to look and see, first of all, what the source dragon says for you, Colleen. There's stuff coming up with my throat for you. It's really interesting. It's a very murky setting that I'm seeing in the outstretched upper limbs of this beautiful source dragon, and with that, it's there's how does this want to come through? Where are you looking for clarity in your life, Colleen? Where are you looking for clarity in your life? Um, Start to ask questions of that so that you can become more clear. We have undergone in North America here, we have undergone a major shift in perspective. And this really became clear in a conversation that I had yesterday. Yes, we're so consciously aware of the dynamics between two countries, say Canada and US right now. And also too that we have also had our own elections here in Canada. There's been the recent election, 7, 8 months ago in the States. And there's all this stuff that's in flux. It's all moving and we have no idea what's going on. And therefore it's created this huge shift in what the spiritual community has has understood, I guess, in one sense. And bear with me as I kind of go through this because I'm saying it to this, but it also has a huge impact on this. So yes, I'm speaking to the spiritual community. However, on a personal level, um, I'm going to use myself as an example. We were going to the States multiple times a year to mountain bike. That has shifted right now, and we're staying in Canada to mountain bike. And so that totally changes and shifts and alters our long term plans. Well, I'm one person. In fact, if you consider it, there's two people involved, my husband and I. So already the energy in this house has shifted. With that in mind, how many other people have been affected by this? And not just in Canada, but also in the States. And now when you start to think about that, we've been shaken to our spiritual core because everything that we've been leaning into, feeling into, has now started to shift, and we're being asked to get new clarifications, figure out new steps, figure out a new method or a new way or a new place to go to. So the throat chakra thing there, it's really becoming clear, like redefining, not clear, but redefining what your future vision is that you want to feel into. Okay, and using myself as the example and how we like to travel and where we like to travel is a really good example. It is a really, really good example of that. Okay. Hi, Robin. I see you there. Please feel free to write a question in there if you would like to ask a question. Okay, so that was a long-winded but a very powerful answer for Colleen and anybody else as well. Really, really like that. Joan says she would like a general reading. So, oh, wait a second. I just want to see if the Akashic Records thing had any, my Akashic Records guide had anything they wanted to add. Yeah, I'm literally getting, it's so interesting because at first I thought it was a tree, but it's more like a creek or a river that comes down the landscape, and it has multi directions that it's going. So it actually spreads out, and there's like 10 or 15 branches at this one point, and that's what's hit us. We're at that beginning of all those branches right now, Colleen. And so there are very specific branches um, shining through. And again, this is where the clarity is being asked of you. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, so the next question is by Joan, and this is answered 10 minutes in, give or take. She says she would like a general reading. Okay, so Joan would like a general reading. There's something to do with the troughs. Okay, now you are a beautiful horse person, and it's so interesting. And I'm going to go in this direction, and then I'm going to see if something else wants to come up. One thing that I am noticing is that whenever I connect in with you, your horses are ever present. They are a big part of your world, and because of that, they seem to be that first thing that comes in. And in a moment after explaining about the trough, I will see if there's anything else that's exterior of that. Okay. Uh, so interesting enough, I watched this English YouTube the other day. It's one of my, it's a long story short, GCN is a global cycling network. It's road bikers. One of them has branched out. He's married. He's living in his family mansion, castle, what have you, in England, and they've got life at the manor. And the other day they posted a video where they moved a trough from one place to another. And it was a beautiful trough that held water. It was a very square trough with braces in the middle, and they actually dumped the water out and took it to their other area where they're opening up a cafe, and they're using it as a plant bed. I'm getting the vision, and I don't know why I had to tell you all that. There's a reason behind it for your sake, so you understand that better than I do. Um, what I'm seeing actually is more the rounded, edged trough with, and it feels like it's almost feels like it's a brownish tone with a silver or like a metal band that runs through the middle of it around the outside of it. And there's something about that trough. There's something very, let me just tap into this. um, when was the last time you cleaned it? Okay, that's what is being asked, is when was the last time you cleaned it? I'm just going to leave that in your court, and whatever. And now I'm going to take a step back and ask if there's something else in this general reading that would be, um, that wants to come through, that's beyond the obvious, which is the horses all the time. Ooh, okay. So interestingly enough, the book or a book has come up in the energy of this. And now I do recognize that you are an author in your own right. And this isn't necessarily about you writing your book. It's about recognizing what you liked in other books. A really good example of this, I'm going to use myself as an example again here, is that I'm in the process of creating an oracle deck. And I love how it's unfolding. And I'm in the process of creating the oracle book that goes with the deck of cards. And I went through all my boxes that are all the same size of the deck that I want to create, and or that I am creating. It's not that I want to create it, I am creating it. And I looked at what the cards looked like. I looked at what the pages in the book look like. I looked at what the table of content looks like. I looked at all these things. So you're being invited to look at the things that you have around you book wise, so that you have something that's in alignment with yourself. Now, it was really interesting because I'm also working with ChatGPT as I'm doing all of this. I'm having a lot of fun with that, and it's gotten to know me very well. I was struggling the other day. I think I spoke about this in another place, and it gave me this beautiful mantra, and basically ChatGPT had me in tears. It was funny. Anyway, um, I was like, it suggested something, and I'm like, uh, however, this actually feels like it's out of alignment with me. So what feels more in alignment with me? And really recognize that as you're doing these things, um, Joan is what's in alignment with where you want to go and who you are with regards to this book that you're writing, okay? So you're being invited to look at other books to see what you like or dislike in them, okay? Beautiful. Wonderful. So that's the end of the questions. If you're watching me live right now at 8:48 Mountain Time, 10:48 Eastern Time, then I would love another question. Oh, here's one here. Beautiful. Mary has asked the question. Just bear with me here. Answered. What time is it here? What time is it, Mr. Wolf? There's my little you coming in. Answered at 16 minutes in. Should I pursue a small physical booth to sell, or is it simply distraction from self-care? Oh, there's a lot of energy coming up with this, Mary. The first thing that I'm energetically feeling is a beautiful way to be seen. That you are providing yourself with an opportunity to be seen in so many different ways. You seeing yourself at a table. I've done table events, a physical booth kind of thing, and it feels really, really magical to um, be. Oh, how does this want to come through? I want to say hand in hand. It's that personal contact. It's that you're being seen not on a different level, but you're being seen in a different way. And there's something very, very empowering about getting to know people and people getting to know you when you are face to face with them in person. So um, ultimately, the decision is going to be yours about that. Now, let me address the second part of this. Or is it simply distraction from self care? It actually feels like it's in alignment with self care, uh, because it's starting to do something that is so uniquely for you and ultimately how you're being in service to others. Okay. And uh, is there anything else that wants to come through with that? It's so interesting because I'm getting the image of an eyedropper, and an eyedropper for us that are the age that I am, an eyedropper in the medicine bottle, and getting a drop of medicine. So it's like that's a confirmation that this small physical booth may in reality be something that's moving in the direction of self-care, because it's asking you to do things that you may not have done before. It's asking you to be seen in a way that you haven't been seen before. It's asking you to um, uh, develop relationships with other people, all sorts of things. I have to tell you something very, very powerful, Mary. I was at a farmer's market in a town that takes me about, I'm guessing 6 or 7 hours to drive there, called Cranbrook, British Columbia. And I met a woman at this where she was there and she was doing whatever, and with like she was doing readings or something like that, and she had some crystals and things out there, and that 2 or 3 minute conversation that I had with her was so impactful that every time I go to Cranbrook and go to the farmers market, I look for her. And she has not been there since, but I look for her every time that I'm there. So that's how much of an impact that you can make when you do this. Okay, Mary? And hello, Gentry. Oh my God, I've been thinking about you, girl. So, you guys, Robin and Gentry, if you're still here, write a question into the chat there, and I will address it. I would love to answer your questions. Okay. I'm just seeing if there's any others there. Otherwise, I am going to do what I said, because I definitely still have a bit of time. I would like to go over to my membership in the Soulful Empowerment and speak about some of these. Um, um, what's the word I'm looking for? The struggles. When people join the Soulful Empowerment group, there's a couple steps that I ask of them. It's first of all, are you aware of that there's more out there, that there's this whole metaphysical world, the world of woo, whatever you want to call it. And then I also ask them what they're struggling with. And um, it's so very, very powerful to be able to read these questions and start to step into them. Okay. Okay. So here's one that I'd like to answer. Um, this person has been struggling with physical energy, a lifetime of exhaustion, not being able to do the things I need to or want to do on any level. Wow. I'm even finding it difficult to speak through that. So energetically, I'm feeling like my dragon is holding this incredible map. And when I say dragon, it's the source dragon and a beautiful orange dragon, and it's holding in this galactic energy. I see no galactic energy. I only see this great big map in there. And on this map, it's as though there are many things that are coming into play with that. And I would um, I would believe that your empathic abilities are off the chart. And with that, what I mean by that is that um, the the need to or the understanding of how to um, create boundaries. That's the word I want to use. Create boundaries for yourself so that the outside energy has less effect on you. That's truly just that pink bubbling, and being able to use that pink bubble wherever you go. I know I do that oftentimes when I'm driving from point A to point B, and it's an actual driving trip where I'm leaving my town. And when I'm doing that, I actually pink bubble myself, pink bubble the passengers and myself, or the driver and myself, pink bubble the vehicle as well. All like two or three bubbles. Like I'm start with me and then I spread out, and it's got this beautiful barrier and of security. Of this is a very empowered, beautiful space that I'm in, and that's part of what you can do with that. Um, I know that there's probably a whole lot of other answers I can give you with this as well, with the physical energy and a lifetime of exhaustion. That is a place to start. Okay, Gentry, love to answer that for you. Now that I'm on a new path, what do you see? Okay, so the first image I get of you specifically, Gentry, is this beautiful shaman. Again, just, yeah, I want to say again, I want to go blah, 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 blah at you. There's so much that I want to shoot off at you, and I am incapable of saying it all fast enough. So let me just kind of dial back a bit here. The sense of what I'm getting is that you are on the edge of something very powerful. Like there's something happening in the transformation of yourself as you go through the learning in this new role that you have in this new business venture, whatever it is whatever terminology or wordings that you personally use, Gentry. What I'm seeing though is you standing at the crest of it. It's so interesting. They're being very clear. It's not a precipice. It's like a crest. It's like an expansion. There's nothing to fear in being on the crest of this. It's a viewpoint is what I'm being shown. And you have this, it's, oh, cool. I didn't realize this. So I got the image of you standing there, and you have this beautiful fur cloak on, and it's like that. So the fur is like this. And at first I thought it was like weasels or mink or something like that, but it's a sable fox, and I don't know if there's such a thing as a sable fox, and it's white, like the furs are white, and I know. No, let me rephrase this. I can feel how sacred this cloak is for you, and the sharing of life, not the giving of life that these sable fox have done with this. It's almost like I have this kitsune deck up there, and it's got foxes all through it. What I'm feeling very energetically with this is these fox uh, create the cloak that you're wearing. And believe me, it's not like there's no distinction of arms. It's just this beautiful, almost like this blanket that you're wearing of white sable foxes, and they're like two or three in a row to create the length. And in that, um, they're actually alive. Like they're not tied to this. They are there as a pink bubble for you if you want, or they're there, and they are very capable of running ahead and clearing the pathway, and then coming back and adorning you as a cloak again. I'm just feeling so much power in what's transforming for you right now. Wow, that was cool. That was really, really cool. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just check the Facebook one more time, and then I'll go back and take another look at my members list for the Soulful Empowerment. Thank you guys. Okay, so the next one that I would like to look at here, I'm just going to fill this in because I've gone and looked at this. Okay. Let me just scroll through here. Oh, here's one that I absolutely love to do. Okay. So this person has said that their struggle is to calm down now as a stressful time. So soon I can calm down with more inner work. So they're basically, what I'm hearing is that are they want to do inner work, and they are attempting to find a place of calmness within themselves. And now this is really, really interesting because I had a conversation with a beautiful client last night, and uh, what unfolded was they thought that they had to do something to be doing the inner work. And they were in the process of, they thought that the things that they were doing were, what's the word I'm looking for? Were distractions. And they weren't things like, the doom scroll that we do on our phone. It wasn't anything like that. It was cleaning. They were cleaning a lot of things. It's just like myself here, man. The stuff that I've moved out of this house has been absolutely ridiculous this year, and I feel how I'm moving in a very specific direction because of doing that cleaning stuff. So that would be the thing that is coming through for you, and this is somebody by the name of Helen, and I have a number of Helens in the Soulful Empowerment group. Um, uh, and this goes for anybody who feels like they have the inability to calm down right now. Find something that is technically mundane or a day-to-day type of thing, like cleaning. Like clean the sock drawer, sort out the socks that you don't need, clean the underwear drawer. Whatever it is, it's that simple cleaning brings you into a calm state. It also too has the added benefit of moving energy. It's moving energy because you're stirring things up in those drawers or wherever you're cleaning. And also too, it's this uh, it's cleaning because it's stirring up the energy, and it's also making space for things because you're possibly getting rid of some of the socks, like the holy socks, the single socks, or repurposing some of those things. So that was really kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna do one more. Actually, I'm going to give you another one with regards to that calming down. I think that's really important to hear as well. I am open with no expectations. No limitations. Feel the peace of that. Okay? So I'm going to do one last one. Here's actually, I'm going to see if I can find one from somebody who joined in 2025. Bear with me. I have 400 people to scroll through here, over 400 people now, and I thank every single one of you who have joined this group. Every one of you is so beautiful and very, very magical, and you're well supported. So here's a good one. This person struggles with trusting and ready to be true self. That feels so very powerful. Trusting and ready to be true self. It's I really had a Lee Harris moment just now. The way I held my hands, the way I said trusting and to be true self felt very Lee Harris. I highly recommend that Lee Harris, his energy updates at the beginning of every month. He'll have one coming out ideally tomorrow, I believe, on YouTube. So, like at the beginning of every single month, look for Lee Harris on YouTube. He has some very impactful information that helps you to give some clarity or confirms for you what you are going through. So, for this person, this is one of the Lindas, and I have a number of Lindas in that group. Trusting and ready to be true self. Uh, the best way to trust is to trust self first, and then the trust of others will appear because it starts this ripple effect. Um, I can make a whole hour call about just this topic, so I'm going to attempt to keep this short and on point. If we have an inability to trust others, there is likely something within ourselves that we are unable to trust. Okay, where have you let yourself down? Where have you created a boundary and broken that boundary by crossing it? Where are you calling yourself names? These are um, the the fastest way to start to create trust is to create that trust in yourself by stopping calling yourself names, by learning to love yourself. And then you will notice as you do all these things for yourself that those who create distrust, they actually naturally fall away from your life in a very powerful way. Okay. Now, if this is family members, the family member is always going to be there. However, how much they're involved in your life will decrease because by choice you're taking care of yourself. Okay? And ultimately that I am open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome is one of the ways. That's on the back of this mantra card. I did a mailing out of these in April. It went to 25 different people, as well to 9 different countries. And on the other side of this is this I am love mantra. So take a moment to listen to this. If you have trust, if you're struggling with trusting and you're ready to be your true self, I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. I love me. I love myself. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to end on that note. Thank you, guides, for your assistance. Thank you for your questions And thank you for those who have joined the Soulful Empowerment. Love you guys.